Hello, everyone. I hope you had a nice lunch and a break. And I've been asked from Bogo and Nikki to, if somebody is feeling asleep, to kindly ask the person to come on stage and make 10 push-ups. So I'm watching you, okay? And I really hope you guys had a nice cup of coffee and be present for my presentation. Actually, a cup of coffee is good. It helps you to boost your energy and to be present for 1-2 sessions, lucky for me. But it will not sustain you in the long term, okay? So I figured out that this works for everything, even for your hobbies. So how many of you guys know Vitosha 100? How many of you raced Vitosha 100 and qualified in the qualification times? Okay, so you guys can have a nap, and I'll explain to the rest what it is, okay? So Vitosha 100 is a 100 kilometers around Mountain Vitosha with a mountain bike. We do the bike. You can do it by running or with a bike. So we decided this is a hobby, a passion. I ride a bike. And me and my son, the youngest one, it's 10 years old, was at the time before, last year, we decided to compete. So we were smart enough not to start immediately the whole race, but we decided to go on small portions, right? So to figure out how it is. And it went really nice. It's fun. You take 20-30 kilometers for the trace, backpack with the sandwich, everything good. Then last year we decided to take the whole thing. And guys, we started like 6 o'clock in the morning. The qualification time is 14 hours, 14 hours they made it this year. And I barely survived, okay? It was crazy. Your knees, legs, arms, everything was in pain. So then I decided it will not work. Okay, we got the cup of coffee, I boosted myself for a couple of hours, but it doesn't work. So I decided to implement a process. And I don't like processes when it's about my hobby. I mean, come on, guys, you do processes for what you do, like you're for fun, you need to follow things? No. But a process, the definition is a sequence of steps or actions you have to make to finish with a desired outcome. And I really wanted to finish the race with the kid. So during the test runs, I figured out he gets exhausted every 50 minutes. And, but he's eager, he doesn't think about it, very fast, he's faster than me, very light bike. And then I said, okay, wait. I'll be in charge for the food intake, okay, for the water, and you will be the pacer. So I said, okay, we work as a team together. You start riding fast, and I'll be following, and when I say stop, we drink water, we eat, we continue. And luckily, this year, we made it around 10 hours. We were able to compete and finish, and for me, it was really a very personal best and a success. And for regular guys like me, not sporty guys, everybody can do this. And even in your hobby, and as a team, we were able to do such best results than every one of us individually would do. So imagine what this can be done if you apply operations and processes across your whole company. So being that to a company level, team level, or individual level, that would definitely benefit for your organization. And I start with the team level because I believe, and from what I figure out over time, the team level is the one that is most critical for the success of the company. And I can give you another example from my previous job. I was a managing director of Software AG, 100 people, location, mostly R&D, research and development, and we have a specific team which was called the build engineers. And the build engineers, if you ask ChatGPT what are build engineers, it's a very good thing to check your knowledge because it's like a collective knowledge of everyone. And when you ask generate a picture, it gets these guys on the left. Very cool looking. Don't look at the eyes, you're going to have a headache. So just see it like a top view. That's me, by the way, on the right side. Both pictures are fake. Neither I'm a build engineer, and this is AI generated. But what I'm talking about is the build engineers in the software industry. So these guys are the glue of the software teams when they need to produce a release or something that is shippable to the client, okay? And the reality was that these guys were overwhelmed because the location, there were like 100 people, everybody is asking them to do, please do this module, compile it, make sure it's configured properly, make sure it works on time. And these guys were working overtime to make this happen. They have no clear priority. Everybody is pulling them from everywhere. Email, chat messages, phone calls, everybody's with the highest priority, you know? And at some point of time, this is the real picture, by the way, on the right side, and this is the manager who was throwing pencils at me if I go to the room and ask for yet another thing to be done. So what? Well, the situation was the following. It's a newly formed location, research and development, 100 people, and this was visible from the managers on top that we were not able to produce a result. And they said, man, you have to fix this. If you don't fix it, we're going to close the location. So just a single team not contributing to the whole, and they're closing the location. There were constant delays, of course. And these guys, we put the best guys on the team. So we took the most senior guys, the best manager, and it worked because they have their cup of coffee. So every time we have a release, we had a cup of coffee, which is escalation. You call, for the team, this is a war room. So you set up a war room, a task force, a fire brigade, whatever you call it. You get all the smartest guys in the room, you become with the command and control, full pressure from the management, and you solve the problem. And then it says, okay, this works. And many companies says, can we make a process out of this? Have you heard of titles like escalation manager and de-escalation manager? And this doesn't work in the long term, okay? So what we decided to do at the time, it was like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, we decided to implement, then it was getting modern to do digitalization and have agile, started with the software industries. So we decided to apply an agile method to that particular team. And it was just a Kanban, so that's what we decided. A Scrum, Extreme Programming, doesn't matter. We just go for a Kanban because it's more suitable for services team. So the next thing is we did make the work visible. But visible, it doesn't mean just the stickers. It's literally the board was in the room, but in a way that everybody who passes through the team can see what they're doing right now. Full transparency, okay? Everybody knows what they are doing. And the third, which was the most critical, and we have a discussion now, that the Kanban, to implement this, you really need a discipline. Stop every 50 minutes, eat, even if you're not hungry, because the next 50 you'll not survive. So what we did with a lot of discipline was to tunnel all the requests. So we stopped all the communications. We had a small form, just you need to fill in if you have a request to these guys, which will end up in a line on an Excel, and from there the team starts work. No phone calls, no, you're my friend, I meet you on the corridor, please help me. No. Just fill the form, and then we start. So what happened is that once this was implemented, the team actually get predictable. So there is a flow of tasks, following the steps, they get the results. The priorities, the R&D teams were arguing, and when they see that something is on top, why this thing is on top of my team? Can we discuss about it? Can we do something about it? So they figure out themselves what are the priorities. Everyone in the location got involved. So they were able to self-manage the team and the whole location, optimize their priorities, and at the end, it went to a really successful implementation and successful team. Actually, the team was so successful that they got visible from outside the location, and other teams from other location, R&D teams, got served from this team and building their modules and collecting them together. So from zero, they really end up to become a hero team. No stress, more autonomy, no overtime. If you like, you can come for 10 push-ups here. No, I'm joking. No, no one is. Everybody is cool there, okay? Now, the team processes, they're fine, they work. But you cannot sustain, again, a team for a long term if you don't move one level down and talk about the individual processes, okay? So at the time, we had a training from Christopher Avery, and this guy has a ladder, a step. It's called the responsibility process. It is a process, but this process is happening in your mind. So again, a process is a step or actions you need to take, to follow, to get to the end and get an achievable results, the desirable result. So what happened on a personal level is whenever you have a problem or you need a solution for something. For example, I was late today for the rehearsal. Luckily, it was delayed, but I was late. And my initial response is I lay blame someone. And I lay blame the traffic. You guys seen what's out there? It's crazy. So of course it's the traffic. It's not me. It's not my fault, you know, I'm late. It's the traffic. And I'm fine with this, okay? And everybody could be fine with this. You see your neighbor blaming the government, or I can blame Vasco, the mayor, for not fixing the traffic lights or whatever. So I can always find somebody to blame, okay? And it's okay. Everybody goes through this phase. This is normal. This is in your mind. Then at some point of time, you know, people who blame their bosses, they say, okay, it's the boss, he's the problem. Then they change work and it's again the boss is the problem. So after 3 works, you know, positions you change, you come to say, well, it's not really the boss, it might be something else. And then you start justifying, okay? So justifications are very near to excuses. You start figuring out, but you know, the traffic this morning, yeah, it's September. People are coming from holidays. They cannot figure out how and when to go. I mean, you know, all the kids now going to school, and the traffic is crazy, and the university's just opened. So, and you can start justifying why you have been late. And this is still unproductive. You know, with people just making excuses why the work is not done or something like this. So, justification is okay to go through, but you need to move to something else. So at some point of time, and just one thing back, it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you have a PhD and you decide to make a justification, it will be half dissertation of quantum mechanics and nuclear fusion, why you forget your keys in the morning, okay? So it's for everyone. Everyone goes through these steps. So once you figure out that no matter how you justify, it doesn't help, you start figuring out, yeah, it's actually me. So if I could wake up probably earlier or plan that this traffic jam, I could be on time. And then you come to this stage where it's shame or self-blame. So you start self-blaming yourself. Be careful with this, because it's a very dangerous place to be. Because people self-blaming themselves, like say, oh, that's me, what can I do? I'm always late and that's me, I cannot change. This is my personality, it's my character, this is my zodiac, and I cannot do anything about it, okay? So don't be there. I mean, blame yourself very fast, but try to get out of this. So after, stop blaming yourself and start thinking, what can I do to move further? You come to something we call obligation. And this is when you do the things, but you have to do it. So you say, okay, next time I have to be on time, and I'll be on time. I don't like going to do a presentation, but I'll be on time. I don't want to be on that meeting because it's stupid, but I have to be on the meeting because that's what my manager said, and I have to be and participate there, okay? And this is, again, okay, because you forced yourself, you moved there, but this is a state when you have to do the things. Better you want to do the things. So next, and this is the final one, when this is the responsibility, it says, I want to be in that meeting. Okay, if I don't want to be in that meeting, what can I do about it? Guys, this meeting is stupid. I mean, can we change it? Can we change the agenda, or can I participate every second time? I have more important things to do. Can I suggest something? So if you don't like something, try to change it, you know? You don't have to go to work. Careful. Of course, you have to feed a family, you have a rental, you have a lot of things, but is this the work you like? Can you do this another way? I mean, going to a work you like, so then you want to go to work every day and you feel happy about it. So going into obligation doesn't make you happy, but if you go to a responsibility, then you're happy about it. Now, if you want to, guys, there are two other steps, by the way, denial and quit. This is like, if you, in the beginning, it's crazy, I'm not late, simply the agenda is not correct. I'm always on time, so you totally deny that you're late. And the quit state is some point of time you say, I can't take care of this shit anymore, so forget about it, and I'm out, okay? So you can quit and deny at any point of time, but it's not helpful for you. If you guys want to receive this, there is a catalog and more details, just scan this. And you can download it. And while I'm here on this, by the way, this is very good if you apply to your family. So I explained it to my kids. Move aside, okay. So I explained it to my kids, and they bought it. So it's very easy for me to say, stop blaming your brother, or do your homework. No, you want to do your homework. And just, but it doesn't work with my wife, because sometimes I have to be fault. I'm always guilty. So we're late, it's my fault, yeah. And yeah, this is something to deal with, but this process is unique, it's for everyone. Everyone can apply it and use it in your day-to-day life. And the good thing on the business is that when you have this in the whole company, so everyone in our company goes to this training. These guys can commit on it. When they start, they have this training, and every team building, well, not every, but every second team building, we do a session on this one. Because it's very easy. When we come to a problem with the customer or something like this, I'm not interested in figuring out why it doesn't work. Okay, probably we have to go there to understand why, but the reason is to figure out how to prevent this to happen again in the future. So we don't want excuses, we don't want who to blame, we don't care. At the end, the customer doesn't care if it's the hosting provider or somebody else. The solution doesn't work for them. So we need to figure out very fast, go through all these 5 steps, and provide a solution for the client. Now, when you have covered the individual and the team level, then we can focus on the company level. And believe me, processes on company levels, there are a lot of these, right? Now, before I dive into the company level processes, probably a little bit of background on myself. That's me, naive and happy, 30 years old, having a dream job. I was youngly promoted managing director of Software AG. Cool, fancy office, company car, nice salary, secretary, nice office with a lot of people. You see all these guys, I can play tennis with them, I can do a lot of things, okay? And we already have succeeded with the build engineering team, R&D teams, they're working nicely. But then something was bugging me, it doesn't work well. The R&D teams, they went okay, we figured out the processes fine. But then we come to implement a new software, I need a new library, then I have to start a purchase request. Then this thing goes to security for approval. Then it goes to headquarters for a budget check. Then I have a controller of the controller who makes sure I don't use the right bucket or whatever to get this done now. And for whatever reason, a simple thing like purchasing a library, it took 2 to 3 months. And we are out of the release. And I have to schedule it, and it's no longer adequate anymore. So there was something else. This thing could be applied everywhere. And at that time, one of my colleagues, actually Dimitar, he's the CEO at the company right now. So I'm one of the co-founders of Kanbanize, actually. Now it's Businessmap. I'll tell you a little bit later about this name change. He asked about it. So we formed, at that time, we formed Kanbanize. And when we asked for investment, they said, okay, if you want to start running this side project, Kanbanize, that can help all kinds of teams be more efficient and have more structured process, you need to focus 100% on this. And A lot of people ask me how you do this. I really believed, I wanted to do this. So this I have to do. It was a dream job, sort of, not really. I'm always joking that this is being like a manager of a waterfall because of so many things. I'm not sure how you translate this to English, but yeah, director na vodopad. So many things were happening backstage, like so many controllers, so many things. You cannot change the system, you know, as a corporate, it's very hard to change. So when we started our own company, it was easy. And since I'm the operational officer of the company, I can force everyone to eat their own dog food. Да си сърбаме по парата, okay? So we do everything with our own solution. And you can see here, this is actual, by the way, this is our internal account that we use. Support, solution architecture, security, recruitment, accounting, inbound sales, internal operations, everything we have there. All our teams and processes, and we have 3 locations worldwide. All these guys are on the same thing, and they use the same solution. It's very easy for me to implement, to be a client-centric organization where we have a full focus on the client. And for example, this is our support board, and it's half of it. There are more on the right side. So if there is a ticket coming from a client, and it's related to the procurement or a missing invoice or something like this, what I just do is just move it somewhere on the right, where I have a column, and since every team is using the same thing, this ticket or card, it moves to the other team, they process it very fast, there is an SLA embedded, and then I can go back to the client. And because of this, 85% of our issues are solved within one calendar day. 95 we solve within 3 calendar days, and we have 1,000 plus clients reaching 1 million users, and we have 0 backlog of customer issues. Yeah, and it's believe me, it's really easy when you instrumented the right processes in your organization. Then it's really easy. In every individual level, you have, this is the event, this is the board that helped our team organize for the event. And this point there, the green dot, that's my presentation, okay, that's this one. So we use Businessmap for everything. Why Businessmap? Because first we started like a Kanban board, what I showed from the build engineering team, right? The physical Kanban board. It's easy to implement, and instead of physical, we made it virtual. But we outgrew this, so it's no longer a team thing. It is a solution that can be applied for everywhere in the company, across all kinds of verticals, across all teams, and you can manage all the top layer with the OKR, portfolio management, so on and so forth. So we had to change the name, and the side effect was that whenever I do presentation and talk with clients, and I say, okay, Kanban, I say, there are some Indian guys who said, cannabis what? Cannabis what? What you guys doing there? The German guys thought we are cannibalizing things. In Bulgaria, they call us the Kanbana, okay, whatever. So the name was not working for us, okay? So now we are Businessmap. And having all these processes in place, and mostly we are focused on the market outside as a company. But when this year and last year we decided to get some recognition here in Bulgaria, so for 10-15 years we really focused on clients outside Bulgaria, we immediately got recognized from Forbes. So we got the IT Company Award for 2024 this year. And also thank you for Vasco, he recognized us for the Lean Institute of Software. So we got 2 consecutive years to be known for operational excellence. So that's it, guys. If you want to see what's next, there is a special session for the software itself. If you want to see from my colleague Nikki, just go and check the workshop. For any feedback, please get here. Thank you.